Those polite companies are going to come out and do a lot of work with shielding up the team, providing those barriers. Team SLY still thinking about what they want to grab for their last pick there.
Oh,
we're going to see another
sneaky Baptiste. Okay.
Wow.
So where's the Daji going to go? I still think it has to go to Hundor. This leaves Tyra's with Jungle Fortress.
Yeah, which is going to be good. We've seen success with Jungle Fortress. T-Tigers today showed a lot of initiative, a lot of assistance, gank potential with the Fortress. He was able to just go in there over and over again, got himself a Storm Guard banner, got himself some the Aftershock eventually, and he was just able to burst down and gank the enemy carries over and over again, and that led to so many kills, so much work being done by the Fortress.
Yeah, the Aftershock really does add to the bite. And it really hurts, right? Like
yeah.
You kind of stack the burst on the burst, which is great. You're going to have the attack of the pack to get the little wolves out there. You got some good scouting right there, and you can be stacking up those bleeds for your AD carry, which in this case will be Roasty Me Toasty. And Gwen has actually done very well, actually on A side.
Yeah, on A side, exactly. Now, that's where I'm kind of scared for Team SLY. But anyway, we're on to the Sovereign's Rise here. Team Impunity versus Team SLY. This is the match for third place. $15,000 on the line here for the winner of this series.
Yeah, best of 3, game 1. So Impunity goes in for this 4-man rotate. We saw this up against Korea. Worked out actually pretty decently for them early on. Team SLY not going to be caught snoozing. They are going to get their own invade going here. It does look like Hundor will take a little bit of time to get to lane, but already in the far lane there, Gwen is going up and contesting Sneaky. So Baptiste right now 0-2 for picks this weekend. Sneaky amongst the losses as that Baptiste. Does typically go a little bit more protection, less damage. We'll have to see how it works out by the end of it all.
Yeah, Tyra's dove in right there as as that Fortress, getting some damage onto Def Q right there. But he was able to heal up. The Samuel is pretty healthy in lane, helps with his sustain with that Corrupted Genius perk that he's got there. Chrono Driver marks up Inked, but hey, he's that tanky guy, that tanky river troll, so he's able to survive. That CP buff goes over to Team SLY on their side of the jungle.
Yeah, Tetno JJ with the buff for the mid. It's actually Cordovas with both buffs right now for Team Impunity. So a little bit of a blue war. Does end up with the mage picking it up here for SLY. But so far Def Q has actually been pushing up very nicely there. That is a fantastic graphic for that Finn. It's a great skin. And
I love it.
Yeah, he'll just be able to pull in. He'll be able to protect. Canada Koa basically has to use every scrap of mana that he has just to make sure Tetno doesn't have to go home for as long as possible.
Oh, absolutely. If you look down here in bot lane, we've got Roasty Me Toasty throwing out that buckshot bonanza on the Sneaky. Again, surviving there, doing what he can, stacking up his perk for that Soul Reap. And it's great because, we've been seeing in the 4.0 meta that there's less healing, less sustain now. So these sustain-y type heroes like the Baptiste are able to survive better in lane with healing that's like naturally built into their kits. Chingy taking about half damage there to his health. And throwing down some impales versus Hundor there.
Hundor's doing great in this 2v1 so far. 14 CS to his name. Roasty Me Toasty down there at 16. So they are still staying neck and neck, despite that Tyrus actually hasn't come up here yet. But with that rotation in the jungle into the top, he might actually come here soon enough. And if Chingy sticks around, could be in some pain, but I think he's going to head on home, just like Cordovas is heading home now.
Well, Team SLY, just looking at it right now, they've actually got themselves a pretty good lead when it comes to early game CS right now and net worth. They've got themselves about 400 gold in the lead at the moment, so that's it's pretty dang good for Team SLY.
Well, we'll see what they can do with it as time does go on. I'm going to be looking a lot of the boots here because typically before the 6-7 minute mark, we do have a lot of teams been favoring the tier 3 boots over like trying to complete a tier 3 offensive item. So as people do keep continuing to head on back, we'll just keep an eye on that one. Good pull in there into the mid, just getting a lot of damage. And Keanu is not really a great offensive support on this one, right? Between the damage of Def Q as well as the Finn right there. Again, all the mana is just going into the sustain.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is actually one of the first times that we don't see a Lyra getting a lot of health right away into the health pool to help her healing with that Imperial Sigil. He actually went Stormguard banner first, so he's really helping more with clearing out these minion waves right here. Tyrus comes in, gets some damage onto that Finn over there, inked in the lane. And it looks like we've got 3v2 over here. Tyrus jumps in again. Not able to do too much there, but he's still coming in, just harassing Inked over and over again. The big guy right there who's able to absorb all the damage.
Yeah, Finn, that Finn skin is beautiful. The art team really outdid themselves on that one. But Keanu Nakoa here into the top lane just to say hi to Hundor. He did actually head on back home. He has that double blade, double attack speed. Now to match up there, Cordovas still looking for that Serpent's Mask here early on. Roasty taking some big hits from Sneaky, who's tanked up on this bottom lane.
Taking a beating right now. And what I like about playing Baptiste in top lane is, again, I think we talked about this before, but you're going up against usually a weapon power laner. You're able to do things like this, get that Ordained down, and you're able to trap them in, even though she has Skedaddle, which could get her out of a sticky situation. If she has no energy, like right now, it's going to be very difficult for RomeoBuon to combat Sneaky on this Baptiste.
Yeah, Sneaky's doing really well, actually even out-CSing Roasty McToasty down there as well. Here comes that gank into the bottom lane to keep an eye on Sneaky's health, but it looks like he will be off to safety.
Yep, he gets under his turret, and it does not look like Cordova will be able to do very much to him other than assisting Roasty McToasty. Here in the top lane in the river, Hundor gets a bit of his own Gift of Fire right there, putting down a lot of damage onto Inked. He has to rotate back and get away from all those auto attacks coming out of Hundor. Keanu Nakoa assisting. Tyrus rotates up with him. And it looks like we have a potential for a team fight here. Now the Polite Company is popped. Inked is so low, but he gets that barrier, surviving on a sliver of health. 53 health that River Troll has. And he's going to be able to rotate back, and that was a really close call for him.
The Baptiste did die in the 2v1 bottom lane, lost out the turret on top of things. So SLY really got to make sure that they can get this turret. They want to match that, but unfortunately just too much health lost from the supports here to Hundor. So it will survive. Chingy is actually going to stick around there as well. They're probably going to tag team here with Inked, but Inked has gone back, has now come right back to the forefront. And we will just continue on our merry way from there. But the first turret did go over to Impunity in that bottom lane.
Yeah, that was a really good push by Roasty McToasty and Cordova. Cordova did get that first kill, first blood for Team Impunity right there, which does seem like, I'm not sure if they were getting a lot of the first bloods yesterday versus Team SLY, but this does feel like a bit of a different game that Team SLY is having versus Impunity today. Like, they're not as aggressive. Now the gold is even up. The objectives are going over to Team Impunity so far.
Despite the losses that Impunity has suffered over the last 2 days, you know, they are into a bronze medal situation here. Their early game has traditionally been very, very successful. It's just really more of a transition into more of a global macro game that has kind of held them back from being into that top 2. So yeah, Impunity, you're right. This is a very kind of early traditional game for them.
Yeah, DefQ does get locked down with that Ordained right there. He's throwing out those Empowered Malice and Verdicts, using his Drifting Dark for the mobility. Tetno JJ answering back with Arcane Missiles. Seraphic Flare goes the other way. You missed your target, Tetno!
Oh, feels bad.
Be careful there, man, but that... there does go that Ordained, stuns up DefQ, and he's still under turret.
That could have been a kill, too. There's not a lot of wiggle room between that wall and the turret, but okay, c'est la vie. DefQ got to be feeling happy about that one. 5 minutes.
Aces High actually misses Tetno JJ. He's able to fall back, get under his turret there. DefQ, Roasty McToasty, they end up obliterating Sneaky down to sleep, but he's able to survive.
Ooh.
Still, DefQ is on a sliver of his health. That guy is down to less than 100 health. He's going to have to rotate back to base. And yeah, looks like the teams are resetting. But well, hold on, Tyrus, get some damage onto Roasty McToasty. And now it looks like the teams are going to go ahead and back off, Warcourt.
Attack of the pack there was kind of very, very clutch there from Tyrus. But DefQ, was able to dance around a lot of damage. In that, he did pick up those tier 3 boots at the 5-minute mark, which is why he looks a little bit behind when it comes to Tetno. Tetno is looking into a Spellfire here, 8 minutes, only has the tier 2 boots, right? Also went into that Stormguard banner. So DefQ with the tier 3 definitely was able to dance around a little bit easier right there. And still only sits here 1-0. Got to be feeling bad about that Seraphic Flare.
Yeah, Yeah, God, feels bad, man, for sure. We've been sitting for the last 3 minutes knowing that Ghostwing is on the rise, but we haven't really seen any kind of rotations or movement by either Impunity or SLY to put Vision down there or to go ahead and aggress onto Ghostwing, maybe even bait somebody out. So this is something of a slower paced game compared to the other games we've seen coming out from SLY versus Impunity.
Still only DefQ with the tier 3 boots, but Hundor picks up his first item. DefQ got his own Spellfire on top of things. And Tyraz has the full Storm Crown, likely going into that Aftershock after this.
Yep, looks like we got a little bit of a skirmish here, mid lane. Well, the usual pushes back and forth. 3 members rotating into mid lane from Team Impunity. But Team SLY does have Techno JJ there. Just farming up his usual stuff. He's down to about half health. And
there's a big gank coming onto Hundor up top.
Yeah, hopefully...
3 members.
Hopefully nothing happens over there. Hundor is rotating back under his turret. He's able to stay safe for now. Nothing happening to his health. But here in the mid lane, we do see a Seraphic Flare finally connecting onto DefQ. He's got that Arcane right, and he gets bursted down thanks to that, that excellent stuff coming out of Sneaky right there. Really well played by him. And that's the kills even up by Team SLY versus Impunity. Rotations go up into top lane. But Team SLY's got to be careful here. They're so low on health, but there's a lot of burst damage coming out for them. That Lance is going super low. Hundor gets himself a kill. And now this River Troll next on the list. Inked falls next. Tyraz trying to target Cordovan. Cordovan dips into the shadows there, gets out, Arcane Passage, traps him in, and the Lyra is dead too, but they were able to get that kill onto Maleen. DefQ is back. Oblivion goes wide, thanks to Techno JJ, avoiding it at the moment, but overall, even trades back and forth, but that evens up the kills between Team SLY and Team Impunity at the moment.
RomeoBuon coming in for the entrance on the right. There's definitely a lot of dive looking for Cordovan. And again, like Maleen has been a really good, durable kind of hero. A lot of dodge potential from her. Was able to use that to a high degree. Stay alive, bought enough time for RomeoBuon to do the rotate.
Oh,
here's
good
the kills.
2-man Githian wall right there. And there he goes. Techno JJ is not able to get out of that one.
Ooh, good stun.
Yep. Good stuns by that Quibble right there onto the members of Team SLY. And Keanu Nakoa avoids that Quibble right there. He's going to end up healing up Tyraz just a bit. Impale misses by Chingy. Keanu Nakoa throwing out those auto attacks, Principal Arcanums. And it's 3v2 situation here in mid lane. Tyraz and Keanu trying to figure things out, see what they can do versus the members of Team Impunity.
There you go.
Force the court in, and he gets away from it. The ace is high, misses. A lot of cooldowns have been burnt by Team Impunity, but they did what they needed to do. They took that mid lane turret.
How did that aces go wide? That was insane. But Impunity, sure, fine. They get that mid. Even better, they killed Hundor top. Maleen got the 1v1 up there, but Hundor did take the turret with him. So, blow for blow right there when it comes to the cash. Really not that different. SLY is going to start trailing by about 1,000 after everything is said and done. But still, 2 kills up for Impunity. They've got to be feeling real good about that. Their items have been coming together. Roasty Me Toasty sitting on 2 items for now. Hundor actually not going straight into attack speed with this Adagio. Looks like he might actually be looking for a Shiv of his own.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, he's got that Barb Needle in there. He's got the Blazing Salvo, so he's definitely looking to build into that. Team SLY, they're down a few turrets right there. 2 turrets down compared to Team Impunity, who only has 1 turret taken away from them. So anyway, down here in bot lane, got a lot of damage going on to Sneaky. He's caught out of position, but he gets away from it. Chrono Driver does not hit anyone. 3v4 right here in bot lane. This second tier turret is next on the menu for Impunity. But now, it's 4v4. Lance gets stunned up. He's rotating back. Got that Arcane right on him. Chingy, a little bit hurt compared to the rest of his team. DefQ has no energy.
There's the Shiv.
Charging up a little bit. Yep, there's the Shiv. Getting picked up. And Team SLY trying to look for a fight, trying to posture, do something against Impunity. But Impunity's just rotating away up in the top lane. Looks like Hundor is fighting it out with Cordovan a bit. Quartervault trying to do something, but it looks like he's on the lower end of the health spectrum.
That's because he actually
hit.
forced Hondor home during all of that.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why.
Yeah. Now we're over here in mid lane. 4v3 right now. Sneaky trying to get that Ordained down, but RomeoBuon burns that Skedaddle, gets out of it safely. And that's all she wrote. Blacklaw is down.
Blacklaw's down. Ghostwing is there. Nobody taking shots at them yet. Hondor, second item secure, gets himself an infusion. Same here with the Gwen. I think those are the first two of the game right here at 14. So, Quartervault has actually been doing very well up against Hondor. A lot of split pushing. It's keeping Hondor busy elsewhere, which is where Impunity is trying to make everything work in these team fights, right? These 4v4s. Without their weapon carry, it certainly favored Impunity just a little bit. More infusions to come through as Magnus picks up there as well. A little bit of aggro, and Tyra's just jumps in.
Yeah, he jumps in, takes a lot of damage coming out from Team Impunity. Oblivion goes wide, does not connect with anyone. Arcane missile damage is being spread around. Seraphic Flare kind of like hits a little bit on Chingy, but nobody else takes the brunt of that damage. Good stun onto RomeoBuon there from that Chrono Driver. And it's a siege right now for Team SLY onto this Tier 1 turret in mid lane.
Yeah, Def Q is just a bit too hard up to move up with that Finn. Even with that protection from the Behemoth, it's just not going to be enough. Quartervault was top again, split pushing. That did actually make 3 people there from SLY kind of go home and look for that counter. So Quartervault has been farming real good, 62, but Sneaky actually just blowing him away, 93 for this Baptiste. He has had a phenomenal farm game.
Yeah, if you compare Quartervault, though, as the jungler over to Tyra's, Tyra's has 29 CS right now. But who cares about that when that Lance is going down so low? Watch out, Chingy. You just got focused down by Tyrez, boy. And now we have Hondor going on the back line, throws that Verse of Judgment down, trying to get that barrier to keep himself alive, but he gets roasted by RomeoBuon right there. Tyrez falling down as well, gets a block on him, so he's able to rotate away from all of that damage. But overall, it was actually better trades for Team SLY in that situation. They only lost 1 compared to 2 being killed by Team Impunity right there. So Team Impunity lost RomeoBuon and Chingy during that team fight.
Right, and SLY actually did that 4v5. Baptiste is up in the top lane looking to claim themselves a turret. So that's going to be some icing on the cake right there. SLY kind of splits, divides, conquers, gets a really good amount of it. Quartervault has actually pushed up in that bottom lane, picks off a turret of his own. So it's not all the worst here for Impunity. They will still be neck and neck in gold, but Impunity has definitely dropped the lead that they had early on.
Yeah, they definitely have. Yeah, very close in gold, just like you were saying. Only 1 kill behind Team SLY is right now. Still behind by objectives. There are 3 turrets down compared to Team Impunity at the moment. 17 minutes in. Ghostwing still available. Black Claw still available as well.
Thinking.
There is, yeah, they're thinking about it. There's no vision down at Black Claw at the moment, but we do have rotations from Team SLY over there. They're all grouping up. We do actually have some vision down. Finally, vision down by Team Impunity on the Black Claw pit.
Okay, so SLY is, again, going to try to divide and conquer. I'm not sure they can do much about this Ghostwing, though.
Hopefully we can get some vision on the Ghostwing pit right now, and it looks like Ghostwing's going very, very low. Team Impunity focusing it down, and Quartervault is able to take it for them.
Woo!
Seraphic Flare connects onto a lot of members of Team Impunity. They're down very low. Fountain does come out, and they're on the run right now. Despite having the Ghostwing buff, they are taking an immense amount of damage. Tyrus gets rooted up by that Impale, and Impunity rotates away and recalls home.
Yep, it's the safer bet, especially since that Seraphic Flare hit 3 of them for 800 plus. But again, top lane, this was 5v4. They weren't able to stop the Ghostwing, but they were able to stop Impunity from doing anything with it, at least for now. And another turret goes over to SLY. You might look at the turrets here, Sean, and say, okay, it's 7-5. Obviously, Team Impunity with the extra kill should be ahead in the gold. It is just not that case. The farm level, the last hit level, has been carrying SLY so much farther, and now that they're equaling up some of this infrastructure, that will catapult them ahead in gold.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Look at Sneaky, actually. He's got himself the Rook's Decree. He's got Capacitor Plate to work with his
And a
heroic perk.
Spellfire.
Keep himself tanky. He just picked up the Spellfire. He's got a CP buff infusion right there. Or CP buff, rather.
And an infusion.
Yeah,
Yep.
and an infusion, too. That's right. He's got both of those. This guy is going to be packing a punch with utility as this CP Baptiste. It's very interesting to see this happening. Impunity is actually on the Black Claw right now, trying to steal this away.
No vision.
Does Team SLY know this is
Nah,
even happening?
They don't.
They do not know. They're too late, and it's Roasty Me Toasty that gets the Black Claw for them, and now they're going to be able to push. Now Team Impunity has an opportunity to take out two turrets, maybe 1.5.
The Impunity opportunity, I'm not convinced that they're going to actually get more than perhaps that turret, but I don't think SLY is going to let them really advance. They've already now popped out the Fortress ult, but that was their time to engage, right? Just let the Black Claw do its thing, go murder everyone. Oh, maybe here it is.
WESG got really hurt. Arcane Passage in, stuns the Aces High, actually stuns up Kiana and Nakoa. Sneaky taking a lot of damage, gets hooked in with the Forced Accord. Get over here! And we actually see WESG take the kill on that one. Really well done by him. The remaining members of Team SLY rotating back. Some of their health bars are blinking right now. Good heal by Hundor onto Tyrus there to keep them alive, and they clean up. They take out the Black Claw, and they push that wave a little bit further back.
I'm really surprised that SLY hesitated on that engage, and then they got into the position where they finally did get that engage, but there was that natural wall here at the river in their way. The Fearful Respite, sure, fine, did some good work, but the Forced Accord over it to kill out that Baptiste really kind of just nailed the coffin in that fight there for SLY. So they didn't have the positioning. I thought they really did have that surprise factor with the Fortress. You know, they popped out the ult. I expected to see Keanu pop the Wargreaves and just march forward, and they didn't. And then they came out a little bit too late, but the positioning had changed. Impunity was in a very defensive position, and that's how they took advantage of that fight.
I like how you say Wargreaves compared to Wartreads.
It's
really cool. It makes me feel like
it's a bad habit
It makes me feel like I'm living in the Diablo labyrinth.
It's a bad habit.
That's okay. Anyway, 21 minutes, here we are into the game. Team SLY getting hurt a little bit in that last team fight, losing that Black Claw thanks to no vision. But here we go. Tyrus jumping in, gets himself pulled in there. Aces High goes wild. No, the hook is not good, but he is so low.
They got him.
Gets annihilated by Samuel. Chrono Driver spins back and forth, doesn't get much of it, and during the team fight, come on, man. All right, anyway, so Lance tries to rotate back, is getting stunned up. CC chain, cannot get out of there. Oh, he's still alive. The block is good from the Seraphic Flare, keeps the rest of Impunity alive, but in a 5v4 situation, Team SLY is down one member. They're trying to do something with this. They want blood.
Lyra.
Arcane Passage in. Deft Q is so low. He's rotating back. The Lance is actually the next to die. Samuel falls as well, and now we have Lyra getting taken out. 3 members of Team Impunity are dead. 2 members. Tyrus actually just comes back from Team SLY, so they only down one person. Seraphic Flare onto WESG, but he's able to live through it. Fearsome Shade does not connect. Sneaky gets annihilated by Roasty Me Toasty. Just shot to death with that dragon gun of hers.
Meline, man.
Yeah.
The dodges.
The way she survives with that wicked escapade is just... It's bonkers how she can get out of situations.
WESG putting on a clinic right there. And not only that, they bought enough time for Roasty Me Toasty to take down the Baptiste. I really honestly thought that was the end for Meline right there. Like the aggression from the Baptiste, chasing him down, getting the hits with the Seraphic Flare on top of it. I really thought that was it. But Impunity playing extremely well. But that team fight overall, I will say, does feel like it was a SLY victory. They might actually even get this kill here from Hundor.
Yeah, Hundor! Oh, he throws it out. Yeah, that gets the auto attack.
Through
He's
the portal.
so hurt, but he gets out thanks to the Arcane Passage. And yeah, that's another kill for Team SLY to mark onto their belt. And it's 11-10 right now. Only a 1 kill difference. 23 minutes in. This is a far cry from yesterday's games. But you know what? With 1 member down, Team Impunity is not able to rotate over to Team SLY's Dragon. They're at the Dragon Pit right now, taking Ghost Wing. It's all theirs.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. We're at 4-item WESG, by the way. 5-1-2, 115 farm. He's not leading when it comes to the last hits, but when it comes to cash, I would bet that WESG is actually kind of leading in worth for his team.
Yeah. He's
4 items at 23 with defense and tier 3
yeah,
boots.
4-item Maline. That's something that you don't see very often.
He's basically 6.
He's
like,
yeah.
I think he's done at this point.
Yeah.
Maybe
Jeez,
get
man.
rid of the aftershock and put something a bit more impactful in it, but my goodness.
We're in the opposite situation now. There's no vision. They know this is happening,
Oh,
though.
Lyra.
Arcane Passage gets her out of danger. The wolves are popped. The attack of the pack is good. Fends off the remainder of Team Impunity. They are rotating back.
Hello.
Team Sly has Blackclaw on the leash. It's a good pull onto Hundor. He's out of there, getting a little bit of heal protection from that bright bulwark. And now Impunity has to defend this. They've got to go ahead and get in on Team Sly. They're low on their health bars. On the other hand, Team Impunity is so tanky. They could make this happen. They could do something about it. Death Q rotates back to base, and this is a very pivotal situation for Team Impunity. They have got to repel this team fight.
I'm not entirely convinced it's going to happen. Like, Sly, they're posturing, man, but it's not looking for much. The Seraphic Flare does hit, but that's all they got.
Yeah, that's all they got. This is all they needed to do. They just needed to get the Blackclaw in there, take that choke point turret. That thing is not coming back. It's not like an armory that just respawns, man.
Yep, that's it's good to break it up, right? Like, if Impunity actually does take an unfavorable fight, like if they actually have 3, 4, 5, heaven forbid, people down, I mean, the front door is open. Team Sly does have a secure victory condition if they can make that happen. I do not know where you're aiming their quarter vol, but it was nowhere near Team Sly on that one. So Ghostwing is done, Blackclaw is done. And when it comes to the cash, Sly still actually leads 3K. It's not a monumental lead by any point, but Impunity versus yesterday, you said it, Sean. This is almost a completely different team.
This game is taking the amount of time that the other 2 games took together.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'd say that's a mark of improvement for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely improved for Team Impunity to be going up against Sly. They've cleaned up their stuff. They've cleaned up their rotations. They're providing a very good fight versus Team Sly. It looks like everybody's gathering here in the mid lane right now. Teams are posturing. We've got infusions popped for Team Sly right now. Some of them are fizzling out. We have all the cooldowns available. The question is, when are they going to engage?
So, because this is one of the longer games that we've had this weekend, Finn is actually now level 12. He just dinged level 12. Okay, it's not a 3-point forced accord. I was really curious because this was the first time we've gotten to see a Finn actually hit 12 this weekend. And I wanted to really see if he's going to take the cooldown reduction on that ult.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Oh, Aces High connects onto Hundor, but nothing comes of it. Seraphic Flare hits for 700 damage plus on Quarterpaw. He is game focused out. Chrono Driver stuns him up, but she drops into the Wicked Escapade, gets out of there. Fearsome Shade kind of goes wide. There's a good block right there, but oh my goodness.
That's a portal coming through.
What a time. Yeah, Arcane Passage in, and that's a really long portal.
That is the longest I've ever seen. Good job, Keanu.
Oh my goodness, Keanu, what an effective portal in.
That's game.
Excellent team fight. That's game right there. It's a 4-for-0 trade. Team Sly's favor. They have the choke point turret already destroyed. Roasty Me Toasty cannot do anything to defend this. They are destroying that armory. Roasty Me Toasty can only go back and forth from the healing pad. Bright Bulwark comes down. Protection for the rest of the team. Hundor leads the way along with Tyrus. Team Sly takes the win in this first game of the series versus Impunity.
27-minute slugfest, but they do secure it. There was a very kind of controversial moment there where, again, I really felt with that first Blackclaw, Team Sly had an amazing opportunity for engage. They hesitated, and then they opened up the game for Impunity. That's a big reason why this game kind of got dragged on a little bit. Quarterva, 6-item Maline. Haven't actually really seen that this tournament here either. And again, 27, 28 minutes. We are starting to hit the upper echelon of the game lengths here this weekend. But one team fight was all they needed after broke down the front door. Not entirely